my first one of these interviews that I'm trying to start doing. Okay. One of the things that I'm trying to do is help young stylists understand what it means to be not only a great hairstylist, and not even necessarily be a great hairstylist, but to understand at least the business side of this industry. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to get together and talk with you today and kind of go through some questions and see if you could walk me through kind of the thought process you had. And we'll start with this here. I know we're talking about business people, and with that in mind, when did you make the separation between Lynn the stylist and Lynn the business person?
I don't think I was ever Lynn the stylist.
Okay.
Okay. My head was business from the beginning.
Okay.
You know, my experience in the grocery business, 15 years, and I was a store manager on the market, and I figured if I could run a market, I could certainly run my own business. And I just happened to like the hair industry.
Okay.
And so my head was always business from the beginning. I started in Altadena to build my clientele to open this business right here. And that was my whole intention.
Okay. So it was always your goal to own to actually open and own a hair salon?
Yes.
Okay. And was it a business, did you go through a formal business plan layout, or did it just kind of, give me the steps that kind of took you from where you were at to opening up the salon?
I didn't have a business plan. I had business experience.
Okay.
And actually I went down to Crocker Bank to try to borrow some money. Of course, they wouldn't lend me any money. So what I did was I opened my business on credit. And I had good credit at the time.
Okay.
So, you know, I owned my own home.
Gotcha.
Before I opened the salon.
Oh, okay.
And so I had a little financial backing for myself, you know, as well as I was working in the grocery business.
Okay.
Still, when I became a hairdresser full-time, I was working at night, midnight at night till 9 in the morning, and then I would go into the salon after that and build my clientele.
Oh, wow.
When my clientele got big enough, then I terminated my job.
Okay.
And opened the salon.
And it was just a matter, it wasn't a set time frame, as you just went about building your clientele, and once the numbers start to even out, you said, okay, it doesn't make sense anymore to be up all night anymore, let me focus on getting this business going.
Right. And at the time when I opened the salon, I only had the 750 square feet, I only had that center section there. So the rent wasn't that much, it was a little over $200 a month.
Okay.
So, you know, I could feasibly do it with the clientele I had. I had already purchased my chairs. I had 6 chairs purchased, which was in my house waiting to open.
Oh, okay.
6 chairs was in my garage. I'd already built the shampoo bowl in my house, you know, things like that. So
you had it planned out. How far in advance did you, I mean, from a time frame standpoint, you knew you wanted to open up your own salon? You're saying you already had the chairs, you already had built the bowls, so you had in your mind, time frame wise, you knew a year ahead of time what you wanted to do and where you were going to go, time frame wise.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. When I started building my clientele, there were a lot of names down the street. So when I opened a salon, I knew I had confidence that I was going to be successful because I knew I was going to get up every day and go to work.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so it was very simple for me to do it.
Okay. When you start to build your salon, you've got your, you're starting to get your operators in, those kind of things. When did you start to put together, or let me ask it this way, when did you start to build a team of individuals, not just to work in the salon, but a team of individuals to kind of walk you through your financial goals and those kind of things, or were those principles set from your previous job?
Yes, it was set from my previous job. I pretty much knew. I've had business courses prior to opening the salon as well.
Okay.
You know, management and problems and stuff like that. I've had business training going in.
Okay.
So for me, business was just a normal function.
Managing personalities?
Yes.
More than anything else?
Yes. 15 years with Thrifty Mart Markets, and then I went to other chains, and I became a store manager, and I had 27
Yeah.
checkers, 27 box boys, you know.
So you knew how to.
So I knew how to manage people already.
Gotcha.
So when I opened the salon, it was, of course, it was new,
Mm-hmm.
and people gravitated towards the new salon.
Gotcha. Okay.
My clientele did. Matter of fact, the first Saturday I was open, I think I got 8 new customers because it was a barbecue place right next door.
Mm.
Yeah, Burnett's Barbecue was right next door.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So clientele was not a problem.
Mm.
Operators were always, and operators that in the beginning weren't a problem either.
Hmm. Okay.
Because there weren't salons in every corner like there are now.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay.
When it comes to managing people, what was the difference you found in managing stylists? The mindset of managing stylists, let's say, different than managing the people you were managing before in your previous industry?
Now that part was very difficult to manage stylists because they're not disciplined, as disciplined as people in other fields.
Gotcha.
They're more or less artists, and they function on biorhythms when they feel like it.
Okay.
So to corral that was very difficult to do that. It was still difficult to get people to do normal business.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a normal. I think they get into this industry for this freedom of not having to go every day, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's difficult to manage
Those kind of personalities.
Yeah, the kind of personality, especially coming from the position I came from.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, when you first opened, you were booth rent or commission?
It was a commission.
Commission salon.
So in the beginning, it was like a job. So they were, they were treated.
Mm-hmm.
They had rules and regulations, dress codes,
Mm-hmm.
the whole smear, and it was easier to deal with that type of situation when I first opened up.
Gotcha.
Very successful. The first year was very good.
Okay.
Second year was going to be even better. I was looking to deposit, $500,000 in the bank.
Oh wow, great. In your second year?
Yes.
That's a good, good return. How many stylists?
We started out, we had 6 in the beginning, and then before the first year ended, we had 9.
Mm-hmm.
So we expanded to this room right here, and before the first year had ended,
Mm-hmm.
so I could write it off,
Right.
in that year. So, and then later on, it, expanded to the other room to where we have 20 chairs.
Wow. Okay. Now let's talk time frames. You're talking about first year being really good, and second year looking at $500,000. What time frames are we talking about as far as years? I mean, how far back did you start the business? When did you actually start the business?
September 14th, 1978.
So you're talking 1978, 1979, being in the hair salon business and looking at that point in time, $500,000 of income from running a commissioned salon.
That's correct.
Gotcha. Okay. So
today's income would be what, over $1 million?
Yeah,
right?
over $1 million.
Okay, so yeah, it was that good. It was that good.
Right, great. And you did that with just a limited number of stylists. Once you got up to and expanding to the other rooms,
Mm-hmm.
how did it grow at that point in time?
When that started happening, of course, the other stylists, they were all looking,
Mm-hmm.
watching to see the money that was going through the front desk. Everything went through the front desk.
Gotcha.
We had a big appointment book, and all the stylist appointments were on that book.
Mm-hmm.
So after they saw that, I guess they started going out and opening their own salons. Okay, becoming competition.
Okay.
So it didn't keep progressing and progressing and progressing.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, because of that reason, I went on to booth rentals.
Okay.
To keep people from going down the street. They have their own business right here.
Gotcha.
So they literally saturate the area. So I could say that the salon business they don't do a geographical study at all.
Right.
So, like, you wouldn't put six grocery stores
In the same block.
in 6 blocks.
Right.
You know,
Right.
in the hair business, it's just there's no thought process behind it.
Mm-hmm.
As far as business is concerned, they just open a place up,
Gotcha.
open a salon up.
Gotcha.
And in Pasadena, in Altadena, the problem here is not enough operators to man the salons.
Not enough clients?
Clients plenty.
Plenty.
Not enough operators to man the salon.
Gotcha.
So when they open a new salon, they either have to take an operator from another salon,
Mm-hmm.
which makes that salon close,
Gotcha.
etc. It's over a period of time.
Right.
Not enough graduates from
The
the
schools.
beauty colleges around
Gotcha.
to man the salon. There's
Gotcha.
enough clientele because there's over 160,000 families in Altadena, 160,000 families in Pasadena.
Mm-hmm.
So we could accommodate, we could do the clientele is here.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me ask you this. You talk about people starting to leave out of the salons. Did you encourage or should I say nurture relationships with stylists that would they came to you and said, okay, hey Lynn, look, I'm thinking about opening up my own salon. Can you walk me through the steps of what you did? I see you have a successful salon here. Can you help me? Or did you find that they just called themselves kind of running out and doing it on their own, and that's one of the reasons why there were so many of them and why the failure rate was high?
That's exactly what happened.
Okay.
They did it on their own.
Gotcha.
And I've had several of the salon owners that left here, they've been back
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 times. Back here again.
And you think the reason for that is what?
Well, you've saturated the area,
Okay.
first of all. They're not as stable. They don't have business ethics. They don't go to work every day.
Mm-hmm.
I go to work, I've been here at 6 o'clock every day since 1978,
Gotcha.
6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Includes Monday's the day off. Monday's the salon is closed, but I'm here to do my paperwork.
Right.
That's
Cleaning
when
up.
the day I
getting
do
the place
all
ready.
my paperwork is on Monday, so I'm here on the other days.
Okay.
And most of the people in this industry don't want to pay the price. They don't want to come every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's more than they expected. They open a salon, they go out and open a salon, they find out, well, it's not quite like I thought it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have to be there for the towel man just came through just a minute ago. I have to write the towel man a check.
Check. Right.
So if I'm not at my salon, how can the towel man even come in?
Right.
And same thing with the supplies, beauty supplies. If you're not there, you don't know when UPS is coming to deliver Recton products to you.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
So their downfall is the fact that they don't come every day.
Okay.
So they have problems like they're out of shampoo, air conditioner,
Run out of the basic needs
run
to
out
get
of
the
the
job.
basic needs of the business, so they borrow from somebody else,
Right.
and that thing that goes on and on in a Lutheran situation.
Gotcha. Okay.
But when I first opened up, I ordered all the products was ordered through me,
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
everything. So they never ran out of anything,
Mm-hmm.
like this toilet paper, stuff like that.
Mhm.
When you go into business, you find out coffee, water,
The little things.
little things.
Yeah.
That's the business.
Right. No, you're right.
And then you do hair.
Sure.
That's what you produce, hairstyles.
Mm.
But the building has to be there, and the light and gas and telephone has to be there, and has to be paid for, and bathrooms. That's business.
Gotcha.
Okay. Then you do hair.
Okay. When it came to your first opening, I want to go back to that a little bit. And you're talking about all the things that need to be done. So you're speaking in systems to a large degree. Did you pattern what you wanted to do after a particular salon system, or was it something that you just, from your experience, kind of knew what it took, regardless to what the industry was, to lay out, you know, okay, we've got to have this, we've got to have that, we've got to have that? Was there some salon model that you used, or just the business experience?
Just the business experience.
Okay.
And later on, I created a salon manual.
Oh, okay.
With all these details, things that had to be done.
Okay.
It's all written down. That's when they were on commission. Didn't do that for people on booth rent because it's not necessary.
Gotcha.
But I had a salon manual.
And you wrote that out yourself based on manuals that you've kind of seen and developed over the years of what the system and process should be?
Yes. Based on Redken distributors. I did work for Redken distributors also.
Oh, okay.
For them. But through them, I learned a lot about salon business.
Now, when you're working with them, was that once you had the salon?
I was still in the salon, yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then I developed a salon manual.
Okay. Great, great. When it comes to, at this point in time, has there ever been a stylist that has come and sat down with you and talked to you about how to open his own salon or her own salon and what the steps would be?
Initially?
Yes.
Not initially.
Not initially. Only after the fact?
Yes. Most of the salon owners, I've had several salon owners out of here, so they watched what I did, you know, and then they kind of duplicated that to a degree.
Okay. But they did that based on what they saw, not on any conversations with you.
No.
Why do you think that, particularly in this industry, that people who want to get into this business don't sit down and talk with experienced operators who are probably more than willing to share their knowledge of how to go about doing it correctly and building as a sustainable business? Why do you think that doesn't happen?
Oh, jeez. It goes back to the type of thinking that people in this industry have, that artist type thinking. Whereas, in my experience, because I've only dealt with the black salon.
Gotcha.
Okay. I just never had anyone come down and say, okay, how do you open a black salon?
Right.
It's more or less been, how can I go in and learn and then open a salon and take the operators with me?
Wow.
You know, that type of thing.
Gotcha.
I've never had somebody say, okay, I want to open a salon. Teach me what you do. And really lead by example. I mean, if you're going to learn what I do, then you got to get up in the morning.
And do what I do.
And you got to do what I do. And I show you how to do the towels, and I show you how to put them in the cabinets. Even, you know, this is where I put the towels in the cabinets, so they all fit in there nicely. And do you want to pay that price? Do they want to pay the price to do that?
Gotcha. So it's not a matter of your unwillingness to teach someone. No one just ever bothered to ask, how do I go about getting this done?
No, never have.
I find that always just really, most owners that I talk to are willing to, if you've got someone that's young and energetic and aspiring to do some stuff, they're more than willing to train them, because most people in business understand that I can't keep good people forever.
Oh, that's true.
You understand that in business. And if I can do anything to help you, I'm willing to do that, you know, as long as it doesn't affect what I'm doing in my business, and we can work that out. It's just always amazing to me that in this particular industry, the usual thought process is to, let me go in, figure out everything I can learn from, and just leave and try to do it myself and hope it works, as opposed to talking to someone who's been through it, who can maybe help you avoid some pitfalls, and sit down and have that conversation.
That's true. It just doesn't, they don't do it like that.
Yeah.
It seems like the way it's done, it just seems like I'm going to take from you. And because I'm in the teaching mode.
Right.
I would rather show you how to be successful, because I'd rather maintain our own community, you know, business.
Right.
So I'm willing to show you how to do it.
Gotcha.
If someone came with that kind of an attitude. Of course, attitude, not your aptitude, determines your altitude, right?
True.
Okay, if you have a positive attitude, then I want to teach you. Okay, it just seems to be more or less a drain rather than a positive attitude. A drain, you know, something
Gotcha.
that drains
Gotcha.
your salon business, and it's been what 35 years of that.
Yeah.
I do have some salon owners that came out of here that are doing pretty good, as far as I know.
Okay.
Okay, I had one go to Santa Barbara, and she's the best hairdresser in Santa Barbara, and doing quite well.
And she owns her own salon?
She owns her own salon,
Okay.
and a few other operators that came through here, they own their own salons.
But you find that out as they come back and kind of talk about their successes?
Well, I don't hear too many come back and tell me about how successful they are. I've had them come open salons and then come back because they weren't successful.
And they still don't ask, you know, what did I do wrong or anything like that. They just come back to see if they can maybe get another little bit of knowledge, know that you're here.
Get started again. What I've experienced is I've had people come back to just build their own clientele over again and then
get out.
Yeah,
and try it again.
Then they're gone. Gone again. You know,
Wow.
that process is over and over and over again. But that's not exactly what I want. I want to see them successful.
Right.
Actually,
Right.
I'm stable because I'm here every day, and I teach that. If you're there every day, well, when the client walks through the door, of course you're going to be there. And if you get one client a week, in 52 weeks,
right,
you're going to have 52 clients.
Right.
So it's simple to build a clientele.
Right.
But
be there.
It's simple, but it takes time. You have to give your time. You have to sit there for 10, 12 hours a day, every day.
To make that happen.
To make it happen, yes.
Right.
To go out at night, pass out your cards.
Right.
But when you go back to your salon, you should be there
Right.
every day.
Okay.
And with modern technology, that's slipping away. Even that's slipping away even worse than it was before.
True.
Because of modern technology, they figure they can do it on their iPhone.
Right.
Or their phone. You know, I don't have to go to work. But what happens if the client walks through the door? You don't get that client.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
So you got to get that client.
Yeah, that's true. When did you, from a business standpoint, when did you set up or understood that you needed a team? Accountants, insurance, those kinds of people around you to complete what you did as an individual?
From the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, from the beginning, I had an accountant.
Mm-hmm.
However, I took accounting at Santa Monica City College.
Okay.
I knew accounting. So I do my accounting, and then I give it to the accountant.
Okay.
So everything's systematic, and I used to have to do the bills, keep the bills at the store, the grocery store. So I know I had to have the bills, and I did the same thing I did in the grocery store in the hair business. So it's simple. Business is business.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, so from the beginning, I knew I didn't want to do the maintenance work, so I had a maintenance man.
Until you got to the point where you could afford to hire someone in to come in and do the work.
Just from the beginning, that's part of the business expenses.
Right.
You have to factor that in. All your expenses has to be factored in the beginning.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you build your business to where you can afford to do that. If you go to the bank to borrow money, you're going to have to factor all that in to keep the place clean, because cleanliness is next to godliness.
Right.
Okay. Your place has to be clean, like the place right now. You look at it.
Right.
It's clean. And clients like to come to clean places. And quiet and, soft. And,
Gotcha.
That's the kind of clientele I want.
I know.
The kind of want this kind of atmosphere.
This kind of atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Okay.
So it's more than just doing hair.
Yeah. No, it's definitely more than just doing hair. It's a matter of, just like you're saying, systems, putting things, understanding what you want your salon to be, and then working towards creating that environment system-wise, understanding what you want your systems to be, and putting those things in place. If you had it to do over again, would you do anything differently?
Yeah, I would go back to where I started. The way I started, I wouldn't have changed.
What do you mean you wouldn't have changed?
I was on commission.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I would
Your
have gone
structure.
back to where it was really a business structure.
Okay,
That's what I would do differently.
okay.
I would,
You would have stayed through commission through the whole time and never
Yes.
moved to the,
since there are going to be people that come and go anyway,
right.
I would have just stayed.
Say understanding that the flow of people that's going to come through, I would have stayed in you'd have stayed more in control of your business
Yes.
through a commission structure.
Let's say if I had been located in Los Angeles,
Mm-hmm.
I would have never changed
Okay.
because there would be enough applicants coming through the door to maintain your business.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I'd have my training system, and it would go on, and the training system would be on all the time. And of course, the quality. Excuse me.
Mhm.
The quality of work wouldn't change.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, because the system was in place when it first opened. That the Lawrence and Colbert system.
Right.
You had to look.
Right.
You had to look a certain way
Way.
to walk out the door,
Gotcha.
and it was all this was a real system.
That's good. Okay.
So,
Excellent. Excellent. And what would be your advice to young stylists, getting started in this industry now? Be it they wanted to own a salon or just come out as an operator. What would be your advice to those new students or to those new young professionals?
to get in their mind that this is a real business, just like a job.
Right.
And you've got to go every single day, and you have to stay there all day
To make it work.
to make it work. Every day, just like school, just
Right.
like a class.
Right.
You go to college, you got to go every day to college.
Right.
Right?
Good morning. Edward, I hear you, right? Sorry about that.
Mhm.
Okay.
And it just takes time. You have to pay dues, time dues.
True. Okay. All right, great. Well, thank you again for your time. I appreciate it.
Was that enough information?
I'm trying to figure out how to go through some of this stuff myself.